The year 1947 marked the end of British colonial rule in India. It also brought about the tumultuous partition of the subcontinent into two independent nations, India and Pakistan. This historic event, while momentous, was marred by widespread violence and displacement. Amidst this chaos, the seeds of the Kashmir conflict were sown. The princely state of Jammu and Kashmir, with its predominantly Muslim population but ruled by a Hindu Maharaja, Hari Singh, faced a pivotal choice. The Maharaja initially hesitated, hoping to maintain his kingdom's independence. However, the situation took a dramatic turn in October 1947. Armed tribal militias, with covert support from the newly formed Pakistani government, launched an invasion into Kashmir. This aggression forced Maharaja Hari Singh to seek help from India. In a bid to secure military assistance, he signed the Instrument of Accession, thereby integrating Kashmir into the Indian Union. The Maharaja's decision, while driven by the urgency of the situation, would have far-reaching consequences. It triggered a chain of events that would entangle India and Pakistan in a bitter and protracted conflict over the disputed territory of Kashmir. India's acceptance of the Instrument of Accession led to the immediate deployment of Indian troops to Kashmir. The arrival of Indian forces thwarted the advance of the Pakistani-backed tribal invaders, preventing the fall of Srinagar, the state's summer capital. However, it also marked the beginning of the First War between India and Pakistan. The war, fought between 1947 and 1948, raged across the mountainous terrain of Kashmir. It ended with a United Nations-brokered ceasefire in January 1949. The ceasefire agreement, however, failed to resolve the underlying issue of Kashmir's future. The ceasefire line, with minor adjustments, became known as the Line of Control, or LOC. It divided the former princely state into two Indian-administered Jammu and Kashmir and Pakistan-administered Azad Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan. This division, while intended to be temporary, would become a defining feature of the Kashmir conflict. The United Nations, deeply involved in mediating the Kashmir dispute, proposed a plebiscite, a direct vote by the people of Kashmir, to determine the region's future. This proposal, enshrined in a 1948 UN Security Council resolution, stipulated that Pakistan withdraw its troops from the region, followed by a reduction in Indian forces, paving the way for a free and impartial plebiscite. However, the plebiscite never materialized. Both India and Pakistan failed to agree on the modalities for troop withdrawal, with each side accusing the other of violating the UN resolutions. This impasse led to a prolonged stalemate, leaving the people of Kashmir caught in the crossfire of a bitter territorial dispute. The failure to hold the plebiscite cast a long shadow on the Kashmir issue. It became a symbol of broken promises and unfulfilled aspirations, fueling resentment and mistrust on both sides of the divide. The Kashmir conflict, far from fading into history, continues to cast a long shadow over the region. The decades since the First War have witnessed two more major conflicts between India and Pakistan in 1965 and 1999, both centered on Kashmir. In recent years, a disturbing surge in violence has gripped the region. Militant attacks, often targeting security forces and civilians, have become increasingly common. The Indian government accuses Pakistan of supporting these militant groups, a charge Pakistan vehemently denies. The situation in Kashmir remains complex and volatile. The heavy militarization of the region, coupled with allegations of human rights abuses, has further alienated the local population. External actors like China have also become increasingly involved in the region, adding another layer of complexity to the already intricate conflict. The future of Kashmir hangs in the balance. Resolving the decades-old dispute requires a multifaceted approach, one that addresses the legitimate aspirations of the Kashmiri people, ensures respect for human rights, and fosters a climate of dialogue and reconciliation between India and Pakistan. The international community, too, has a crucial role to play in facilitating a peaceful and lasting solution to this long-standing conflict.